Thank you so much for having me. It's just a great honor to be with all of you, and good morning. It's just truly a privilege, especially as we recognize the accomplishments of the graduating class of the Accelerated Training in Defense Manufacturing Program. To all of you, great job. I know you've been anxiously awaiting this day, and I'm just so excited for you. But thank you to President Tucker, to the leadership, faculty, and staff of the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research, and to all the families, mentors, and supporters who helped make this day possible. And to the graduates, just again, congratulations. Today is your day. It's a day to reflect on your hard work, to celebrate your achievements, and to look ahead to the important role that you all will play in strengthening our nation and our maritime industrial base. For those who don't know me as well, I am again Congresswoman Jen Kiggans representing Virginia's 2nd District. And my time as a former Navy helicopter pilot, nurse practitioner, wife of my husband who flew F-18s for 20 years, and now I'm a proud mom to a student naval aviator who will become a Navy pilot and fly off of our awesome Navy carriers. But the military life that I've lived, from being a service member to a spouse to a mom, just puts a different perspective on how we prioritize defense, on the work that you do especially. So that's why it's an extra just special privilege to be here. And you need to know that despite the chaos that I know we all sometimes see in Washington, there's a lot of good people doing really important work for the country. And this piece where we're prioritizing defense, and I mean, your ears should be ringing a lot of times, because we specifically talk about Dan Mill. We specifically talk about the skilled trade workforce, and you all are the people. So to be here in person and to see your faces and to see your hands and to know what you all will do with yourselves, where you all will go, is so meaningful to me, because we talk about you in the halls of Congress almost every day. So just know that, and know that we prioritize the work you do. When I visit shipyards or stand on the decks of Navy ships, I can't help but think of my son and the countless other young men and women who will one day serve aboard the very ships that you will help to build. Your work matters, and not just for our nation's security, but for the safety of the next generation of warfighters. This year, the ATDM program is celebrating another major milestone. Its 1,000th graduate, and that number represents 1,000 men and women trained with the specialized skills needed to rebuild American manufacturing and support our defense industrial base. And that's something to be proud of. Graduates of this program are not just entering a workforce, you are stepping into a mission. Whether you're heading to shipyards, maritime manufacturing facilities, or defense plants around the country, your work will directly impact our national security. And for those of you returning to Hampton Roads, my home district, we are proud to welcome you back. But no matter where you go, I know you will be welcomed with open arms. The submarines you will help build, the carriers you will help maintain, the parts you will machine and inspect, these are not just metal and machinery. They are the backbone of our national defense. They are what allows our sailors and Marines to go into harm's way with the best tools, the most reliable equipment, and the full support of the American people behind them. I've walked the decks of many of these ships, and I've flown over the waters that they protect. And I know how much depends on the work that you will be doing. That's why this program matters, and that's why your graduation matters, not just to you and your families, but to every American who relies on a strong and ready military. This program is also addressing a real workforce shortage across the defense sector. Just look at welding. Over the next decade, we are expected to need nearly 13,000 more welders. Programs like ATDM are filling these gaps with talented, motivated, and highly skilled professionals like you all. We need more programs like ATDM, programs that take highly talented and motivated individuals and teach them skills and trades that align with workforce needs. I was told that this program has an 85% placement rate. That isn't just a testament to you all as students, but also to this program and its leadership. Another thing I really appreciate about the ATDM is the new opportunities it gives those coming out of the military. Congress has been focused on helping veterans find new careers and opportunities, especially when it means using training they may have already received in the military. We've introduced numerous bills that give veterans a step up when transitioning into civilian life. Our bipartisan Veteran Energy Transition, or VET Act, helps connect transitioning service members with high-quality jobs in America's energy and advanced manufacturing sectors. Every year, thousands of highly trained veterans transition from active duty and are ready to serve in new ways. By helping veterans transition directly into the defense industrial base, ATDM is addressing workforce gaps, supporting military families, and strengthening military readiness. I don't have to tell you all that the threats our nation is facing are growing every single day. While Houthi attacks on international shipping in the Red Sea, Russia's war against Ukraine, and chaos in the Middle East are concerning, all that pales in comparison to the increasingly aggressive behavior we're seeing from China in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. In just a few decades, China has gone from having a fledgling and outdated military to becoming a near-peer competitor with the United States. And China's unprecedented naval buildup is most concerning of all. According to Admiral Sam Paparo, who heads the U.S. Indo-PACOM Command, China is building naval combatants at roughly three times the rate of the United States, about 6 to 1.8 warships annually, and also producing submarines and fighter jets at a faster clip. This rapid expansion has put America's naval force structure on a concerning trajectory unless we rebuild with capacity and speed. We're not going to outpace China with rhetoric, but we will outpace them with readiness, resilience, and results. That means training the next generation of workers like you all and investing in industries that meet the moment. That's why ATDM matters so much. In Congress, we've championed, again, major investments in shipbuilding and workforce training. The recently signed reconciliation legislation includes $29.2 billion for shipbuilding, and the fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act allocates over $13 billion for shipbuilding programs and procurement plans for additional Virginia-class submarines. Congress has introduced the Save Our Shipyards Act, or the SOS Act of 2025, to establish a national commission to assess the conditions of the maritime industrial base. This legislation has made it into the House version of the 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, which is a major step to becoming a law. We also authored an NDAA, or National Defense Authorization Act, provision directing the Department of Defense to study alternatives for housing in the defense industrial workforce so you can live close to where you work. Another bipartisan effort that we worked on is the Defense Workforce Integration Act. This bill seeks to connect medically disqualified would-be service members to civilian roles in defense manufacturing, cyber, logistics, and beyond, ensuring patriotic Americans will still have a way to serve. Because at the end of the day, this work, the kind that you've trained for and the kind that you'll now go out to do, is not just about manufacturing. It's about service, and it's about being a part of a team and teamwork. It is about standing up for your country in a different uniform, with a different set of tools, but with the same deep commitment to protecting the freedoms we all hold dear. You may never meet the pilots, the sonar technicians, or the young sailors who serve aboard the vessels you will help to build, but you are part of their story. Just as they trust in their shipmates, they'll trust in your precision, your craftsmanship, and your integrity. I think of that whenever I'm at Naval Air Station Oceana, which is our East Coast master jet base in my district. That base, those flight lines, those aircraft, they serve as daily reminders that every component, every weld, and every system on those aircraft and carriers depend on someone like you doing their job with excellence. Thinking about my son and his friends and all the young men and women who will be serving, they'll be among that next generation of aviators, and your work will help to keep my son and thousands like him safe when he takes to the skies. What you are doing is patriotic. It's noble, and it's national service. You've chosen a path that doesn't always get the spotlight, but without it, our national security doesn't exist. When you return home, I want you to carry more than just your certificate and your new credentials. I want you to carry a sense of purpose, a sense of pride, and the responsibility to tell others that these careers are real. They come with great pay, excellent benefits, and deep job satisfaction. They are powerful alternatives to a traditional four-year degree, and most of all, they are essential to making and keeping America safe. Be proud and be a messenger. Help us recruit the next generation of builders, welders, machinists, inspectors, and technicians. The future of our defense industrial base depends on all of you. And this is where, again, you all come in just on a personal level. You're serving the nation and a part of something great, something greater than yourselves even. Not all heroes wear uniforms, and some wear welding helmets and steel-toed boots. Our service members cannot do their job until you first do yours. You're not just graduates, you're defenders of our future. You're builders of our freedom, and you're part of a proud tradition of American excellence. As you take the next steps, I want to leave you with three thoughts. Never stop learning. The tools and technologies you work with will continually evolve, and your ability to adapt and grow will set you apart. Know your purpose. Every weld, every inspection, every part that you build contributes to America's strength, security, and freedom. Number two, stay grounded in gratitude. Remember that no one reaches this milestone like the one you have today. You don't do it alone. Thank your instructors, your mentors, and your loved ones who supported your journey. And number three, I also want to recognize the vision of leaders who built this program and the dedication of the industry partners and public servants who've helped it expand. Their work is paying off, not just for Danville, or Virginia, but for the entire country. As a member of Congress, you have my word, I will keep fighting for programs like this, for policies that invest in workforce, training, and defense solutions and readiness. I believe deeply in the power of the American worker to meet any challenge. And to the parents, spouses, siblings, children, and friends who stood by the graduates, thank you. I know from personal experience that no one walks this path alone. Every long day in training, every early morning, every late night study session was made possible because someone stood behind them with encouragement, patience, and pride. I also want to recognize the faculty, instructors, and industry partners who helped build this program. You didn't just teach technical skills, you invested in the future of American manufacturing. You brought passion, mentorship, and real-world experience into the classroom, and you are changing lives. To the graduates, this is only the beginning. Today is just the start. You are leaving here with skills, confidence, and purpose, and you're stepping into a role that really matters, and it matters for the future of our country. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Again, it's just a privilege to be able to see with my own eyes the people who we only talk about in the halls of Congress. But thank you all for all you've accomplished, for stepping up to be a part of this mission and a part of this important team, and for everything that you will contribute to the years ahead. I can't wait to hopefully see some of you out at our shipyards and our ship repair and in our maritime industry. But may God continue to bless each of you, and especially the work that you will do. And may God continue to bless our great nation, the United States of America. Thank you so much for having me.